Well then, welcome to the channel. This is Mark from Living Wide. As I mentioned in my previous video, the intro video, which I'll link in the description up here, wherever. Today is the day that everything or life should change on the boat for us, because we're changing to lithium. After 3 years with lead acid and 2 separate banks, I've got a huge 720 amp hour lead acid battery bank, but just keep letting us down. It's only 12 months old and I've managed to cook the battery. So, anyhow, doesn't matter. We're on it now. I thought I'd just give you a quick rundown before I embark on the install procedure, because I've donned the trusty boiler suit, because I have to climb down into the engine bay, disconnect all the batteries that I've got, get them out of the engine bay. I'm on my own, and then get the new battery in, which is a Fogstar 400, Fogstar Drift Pro 460 amp. It's a beast of a battery. It's about 56 kilos, so it's going to be a bit tough on my own. But anyhow, what I thought I'd do first is show you my install so far. I've gone over the years, gone over to Victron and tried to upgrade everything to a Victron system. I've built everything in the kind of a cupboard that I'm building inside the bathroom. I'm going to show you it. Don't judge me. The wiring, I have not tidied it and clipped it all up yet, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure it all works. So I'll show you the system that I've got now, and then we shall go on to getting the old battery out, and I'll actually take you down into the engine bay with me. I don't know how easy you'll be able to see, because it's a bit dark down there, but let's have a quick look. Right, this is our bathroom. Right, okay, so we've got the Victron Multiplus 2, the 3000 watt 120 amp charger, inverter charger. Okay, my solar, I have 3 solar arrays controlled by 3 separate charge controllers, and the reason I did that is because I sort of built onto it. So and I'm quite happy to have 3 arrays, because if you're ever in a half your solar is shaded and the other half isn't, it doesn't matter, because I've got solar array 1, solar array 2, solar array 3. There is the Victron Smart Shunt, and all that's going through obviously a mega fuse onto the battery isolator. The couple of newest features is this. I've got a little bit of stick it over that because it's very, very bright. Now, like I say, don't judge me for the wiring. The wiring is all going to change once I get everything done. The Serbo GX, that is the brain that gets all these components talking to each other, and that's the GX Mark II. Fabulous bit of kit. I'm really, really happy with it. And then yesterday I got this little thing, which is an addition. It's not necessary, but it's an addition to the Serbo GX, and that's called the GX50 Touch. So therefore, rather than having to go onto my smartphone all the time, that's connected to it all the time. So it's superb. So there we are, there we have it. That's kind of the setup. Like I say, don't judge it. All this is going to be all boxed in, and that's going to be a door. There's going to be a door on that. Underneath it is my central heating boiler, so it's all going to change. My wife constantly going on at me, right, get the door built on and get it all boxed in properly, which I will do, but you know, all takes time, doesn't it? So let's get out down into the engine bay. In fact, I'll go over to the van. I've got the battery in the van because I want to measure it and make sure I'm going to be able to easily get it down. So I'll get over to the van, show you the battery that I bought, and then we'll start on disconnecting all the other batteries and getting them out of the engine bay. It is a cold and murky February day here in West Yorkshire. Not a lot of sun, not a lot of anything really, but touch wood, it's not going to rain today. So this is why I'm doing it, because obviously if I'm down in the engine bay and it's pissing it down, I shall get quite wet because I'll have the hatch open. So let's get the van open, and here it is. So let's have a quick look at it. There, that's the beastie. It is a monster. So let's how can I get it unhooked while you can see it? Right, I'll tell you what, rather than messing about, you've seen unboxing videos before, I'm going to get it taken out the box and show you the battery. There we go, there we go, there we go. That is the monster. Okay. Alright, so we've got battery link cable should I need to link them two batteries up together. They are the connectors, so let's get it out. Oh well, my excitement has soon vanished. Good job actually that I had a look at the battery before ripping out the old battery, because yes, it can happen that Fogstar have sent the wrong battery. I ordered the Fogstar Drift Pro Gen 2, which is a metal casing, and they've just sent the standard Drift Gen 2, which is a plastic one. And then they tried to give me some, oh, it's a better battery, that, do you not want to keep it, we'll refund the 49 quid difference. Well, if I'd have wanted the 49 quid difference, I would have bought that in the first place. This is a serious piece of kit. I mean, it's like 900 quid with all the peripherals that go with it, nearly £1,000. So you know, it's not a small small purchase. So, and I was on the phone with them for nearly half an hour trying to get it sorted out. I'm not an unreasonable guy. I know that mistakes can happen. However, all the best that they could get is, we'll get you another one out and it'll be there on Friday. And the couriers deliver between 8 in the morning and 6 at night. So I said, well, that's unacceptable. I have to take a day off work because of their mistake. Not only because it's getting delivered to my daughters, I have to then take it over. I sound like I'm rambling, but it's I know things can happen. I'm just gutted, and there were nothing else I could do. You know, this is a mistake that they made, and all I got is, you know, apologies. Heyo, not to worry. So we will carry on with what we've got, the setup that we've got, and we will then resume on Friday. So let's hope we've got a better outcome then. Well, bit of an update on the Fogstar battery situation. It's the next day, it's now Thursday, and I was out working and I got a call saying the battery, the guy delivered the battery today and he wanted the other one, so I had to dash over to my daughter's and swap it. So fair play to Fogstar, they have overnighted it and got me the battery today. So yeah, fair play to them. You know, I was a bit scathing on them yesterday. They weren't particularly good on the phone, but they've done the job and they've sent me the battery. Got over there, they've sent the right one. I sent that other one back. The only downside is it's absolutely pissing it down today, where it was dry yesterday, and unfortunately it's pissing it down for the next week. So I've no choice. I'm going to have to do it. So I'm going to put the battery in, disconnect all the other batteries, try and get them out of the way so I can get this one, which is even heavier, down into the engine bay and get it connected. And tomorrow I'll probably be down there connecting up the DC to DC charger. So I will take you down and try and film a little bit. If it's, yeah, it might be too dark, but we'll have a little bit of a look. But and it's also pissing it down. So anyway, it's all good. Hopefully we can get it, get everything disconnected, get those batteries out of the way. I don't know if I'm going to get them up out the engine bay. I'm going to try and just make some room down there so I can get the new battery down there and get it connected. So and then get it all set up. So all being well. So right, we'll see you in the engine bay. Right, getting down into the engine bay. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm going to put an umbrella over the top of the engine bay to try and shield me. See if I can make some space down here. Oh. Don't judge my engine bay, it's also a storeroom. It's quite a big space, so he's good for that. This over the top might help a little bit. I don't know what you can see. The last thing I wanted to be doing is this in this weather. But there is the existing battery bank. Well, it's in. The battery is here. That is an absolute monster, 56 kilograms. I didn't film getting it down. I'm on my own, so to be quite honest, I just wanted it down, and it's pissing it down with rain, as you can probably hear. But I've got it in. At the moment, it's wrapped up in all this. Now, I'm not going to leave it in that, but for now, it's very, very cold, so I probably will. They do recommend, let's get this up here, see if that's it. Right. Well, they do actually recommend that you don't cover it up, because it's got its own internal heating system for when it's too cold. The trick is keeping it cool when it gets too hot, especially when it's under a lot of load. But to be quite honest, this I'm going to leave because I just want to get the batteries connected. I have got to find a way of getting the CAN, the CAN to CAN cable that links this through to the servo unit. But at the moment, all I'm worried about is just getting it connected and turned on. There we go. So it's got some nice, yeah, 58 mil. I'm going to leave all the plastic on it for now, whilst yeah, it's got, you know, it's got a button to start it, which is pretty nifty as well. You can see that. So let's just get it connected. I've got a bracket to bolt it down as well. So let's get the negative side on first. Wow, that's not good because that isn't big enough. Damn it, I'm going to have to get my drill and drill that out. Well, welcome back to another day aboard lovely Linda, and it's all about the install today, the Victron battery, or sorry, the Foxtail battery and the Victron install. As you well know, if you saw previously, nightmare getting it and pissing it down, but look at the weather today, absolutely fantastic. So now today is the where we install the XS, or the Victron Orion XS DC to DC charger. So we'll be getting down in the cellar in a bit, going over to the van, getting a board, getting it all ready, and then so I'll show you that in a sec. Well, we are in the I call it the cellar, in the engine bay, and I've completed the installation. Now what I'll do is I'll go through what I've done. I didn't actually film it while I was doing it, I just wanted to crack on, get it done, and then and show you afterwards. Like I've said before, don't judge the state of my my engine bay. there's still a hell of a lot of work to do in here, but we've finally almost finished, because I've still got a couple of cables to get through. I need to drill another hole through the bulkhead so I can send some of the data cables through. But we've installed the Orion XS DC to DC battery charger using a buffer battery. So I'll show you what I've done, and then and I'll go through it and see what you think. So that is where I've mounted. Let's get rid of that light. That's quite horrible, that light. Hey, there you go. So that's where we've mounted the DC to DC charger. So we've got coming from the main, because I've got a huge 175 amp hour, 175 amp house battery alternator, alternator. But lithium batteries just soak them up and do kill those alternators. So what you've got to do and have in line is a DC to DC charger, which only then allows 50 amps. So it'll only pull 50 amps out of the alternator, therefore not killing the alternator. So, and the way to really do it is have something in between. You don't want to get, oh, this is what I'm led to believe. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can show me otherwise, but better to have something in between the alternator and the DC to DC charger, just in case there's a power surge or a spike and it doesn't blow the diodes in the alternator. So what we've basically done is, in between that, we've put one of the lead acid batteries. So you basically come out from the alternator into the buffer, what's called the buffer battery. From that then goes with this cable with a 60 amp MIDI fuse in between onto the in of the DC to DC charger, and then the out of the DC to DC charger goes down another MIDI fuse into the Foxdale battery, the lithium battery. Okay, so therefore, and obviously there's the ground, common ground, and it's all going to go into. I've got a bus bar coming, but I've got all the ground going to this stud here. So that is basically it. Now I will, once I get a hole through this bulkhead better, be sending a cable, a VE direct cable from this into the servo, so I can see the state and what it's doing. Ideally, let's turn me round a little bit. Okay, here we go. Ideally though, I do need to the system side of the shunt, therefore everything's going through the shunt. Okay, but it don't really matter, because to be fair, all I'm interested in is the so we can run the engine, because before, obviously, I put the new lithium battery in, and the only way of charging it apart from solar would be the generator. If the generator runs out, or we've got a problem with generator and there's no solar, we've got no battery. Now, great, when we're cruising, now we're charging up on the engine. So we've got now back to 3 ways of charging the batteries, which is exactly what you want: your engine alternator, solar, and your generator. So it's all perfect. So this will all be tidied up. I've got a new battery clamp I've got to fit to that. I'll fit a battery clamp on this one, get rid of the other batteries, and then we can run all the cables and get them on nice and tidy. I have got a bit of kit coming on Monday or Tuesday, which is the Victron Lynx distributor. So that one I'll be setting up in the house side of everything. So, and your Lynx distributor is basically a fused 1000 amp bus bar, positive and negative bus bar. So that sort of tidies everything up, and everything's in-house and fused. So at the moment, I'm really happy. Really happy with the lithium battery. It has been an absolute game changer for us in the boat. Unbelievably. I mean, we can leave all the systems on, leave it all on. It charges up really quickly. I'm running the generator literally once a day at the moment for an hour. and that's filling it up, and that's giving us all the power we need. We're leaving it, because the whole is 230 volt, leaving the fridge on, inverter on, everything. I'm watching TV all night, and we've got a big 42-inch TV. Not a problem. My wife did put the washing machine on earlier on. Not a problem. Not a problem. We did have a bit of sun today, so that's helped with a bit of solar. So, yeah, really happy. I'm glad you're following this so far. If anybody's got any better ways of doing things other than obviously cable management, that is something that I will be getting on top of. But if anybody's got any ideas, hit me up with the comments below. Thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next one. Right then, very quickly, just to jump in to finish off the back of that video. It is a few days, about a week later now. I've actually done most of the install. Unfortunately, I was going to try and get the Lynx distribution, or the Lynx distributor fitted, and that arrived, and when I unboxed it, I had it, I don't know, a couple of weeks actually, when I unboxed it. It was the wrong one. So I've had an absolute mar of getting the wrong kits sent. They actually sent the Lynx power in, and that was a different company on eBay, so I ended up sending that back. So that's gone back. So I haven't been able to fit that yet. So the wiring is all pretty similar. However, what I have done is drilled a hole through the bulkhead and managed to get the cables connected from the battery into the Serbo GX, the link cable, and from the Orion DC to DC charger into the Serbo GX. So now everything's sort of working and everything's brilliant. All it isn't, it just looks like a rat's nest of cabling and what have you, which will all be sorted out. What I have done though, and there is a bit of a debate, do I need now the smart shunt? Because basically a smart shunt, as you know, is just it's a way of determining how much state of charge you've got in the battery. However, now because I've got a direct link from the battery to the Serbo, and I've actually told the system to use the actual battery data from the BMS as the for the state of charge, it doesn't always marry up to the shunts, because the shunt, obviously there's lag in the shunt and voltage sag and all the rest of it, and the shunt only knows what's gone out. It doesn't know what's gone in. So you equalize it when the battery's at 100%, and it measures what's going out. Because the actual DC to DC charger isn't going through the shunt, so when I'm charging it up with the engine, it doesn't register that going into the battery. However, I shall just turn this round. Let me just turn this round. Alright, so there, I hope you can see that. Okay, so now as you can see there, we've got the alternator. It's registering the alternator. Of course it's off because we've not run the engine. Solar, we get about 300 watts at the moment. The generator, as it says, stopped. So there's the battery, and that is the actual battery level that is registered from the actual battery. So if you actually click on that, there you go. That's the Drift Pro, and it's telling me that we're at 13.44 volts, and there's just roughly 15 amps or 11, depending on the solar, going into the battery. State of charge is 76%. And obviously the battery health is 100% and all the rest of it. So much better. So it's kind of getting the state of charge directly from the horse's mouth, and that is exactly what we're wanting. So the unfortunate thing about that is the shunt kind of isn't always the same as that, if you know what I mean. There's a bit of a discrepancy. So you can manually go into the settings and change the shunt settings in the Victron Connect app and say, right, well, it's actually at 76%, because that's actually saying it's at 78%, but we're thereabouts, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter because we can see exactly what the system's doing there. So I'm highly delighted. We're not, it's a bit of an overcast-ish day today, so we're still getting a little bit of solar. I'll be honest with you, I mentioned earlier on in the clip that I'm running the generator once an hour a day. To be honest, I haven't run the generator now for 3 days. There is enough solar coming in, even though it's relatively overcast, even though we're only at the beginning of March, that it's keeping it up. Absolutely superb. And I didn't think I'd have enough. I thought, well, I've got a 460 amp hour lithium battery. I thought, well, is that going to be enough? Man, easily enough. Absolutely easily enough. And when we're doing a bit of cruising, obviously from next month we'll probably go off on the weekends, do a bit of cruising. Never ever gonna be a problem with the power. So there we are. That is that kind of install. As you can see, it is a rat's nest here where the system is, but all this will be changing. I'll be moving all this round when the Lynx distributor comes. Oh, we're a little bit, oh wait a second. A little bit, let me just zoom back out again. There, we've got a little bit of a rat's nest. I'll just turn it round. There you can see that's all the system. It's a little bit of a rat's nest, but this will all be sort of changed as soon as I get the Lynx distributor. I may sort of change this up, mount the solar controllers further up here, and so I've got more space down there. So, but just turn it around. Delighted with the system. Kudos and a big thumbs up to Fogstar. They did actually come up trumps in the end when we were worried about, we got the wrong battery and all the rest of it. So we're a bit scared on them, but like I said before. But hey, I'm going to post this video as it is now. Thank you so much for taking the time. It's quite a long video. I don't know, about 25 minutes or so like that. If there's anybody got any comments that you want to give me, anything to say, hey, we could have done this a better way, that a better way, like I say, this is not a how to do it video, this is just a how I've done it video. I am a mechanical engineer, not an electrical engineer, but I've done a hell of a lot of research as well, so I do think I'm competent enough to do my own. I wouldn't obviously do anybody else's, but and that's it. So yeah, I'm sure I'm going to get slated by 1 or 2 people saying you really need an electrician. Well, I have got some electrical knowledge and I have done some electrical training, so in the past as part of my apprenticeship, so I've got a little bit of knowledge. But hey-o, thank you very much indeed. I do hope you enjoyed that, the trials and tribulations of me getting that bloody battery fitted, and welcome to my new channel with me and my wife and Living Wide. Catch you in the next one.